Hello, my name is Jim McGillivray and this is the Pipe Box, your source for all things piping. If you find this video useful, please give it a like, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel to see more videos like this in future. Today we are going to examine a bagpipe. We are going to look at a Duncan MacDougall bagpipe that was made probably around 1890. We will have a visual tour of the instrument. Then Matt MacIsaac will play it for us in studio conditions. After that, Matt and I will have a little chat about the tonal properties of this MacDougall instrument. If you've been around bagpipes at all, you will know the name MacDougall as carrying nearly mythical qualities in the bagpipe world. In fact, there were 4 MacDougalls who made bagpipes over the course of more than 100 years. Allen was the first, starting around 1790. He made pipes until 1834, when his son John took the business over. John made pipes until 1857, when the company was taken over by his son Duncan. Duncan made pipes until 1898, when he died. At that point, his sons Gavin and John took the business over and continued to make pipes until Gavin's death in 1910. The business continued to run in some form for a few years, but finished up with a clouded history sometime before 1920. Of all the MacDougalls, Duncan is the man most associated with the magic. He made bagpipes in 4 places, and his pipes are often stamped appropriately with either Perth, Edinburgh, Breadalbane, or Aberfeldy. He made pipes in cocoswood or ebony, never in blackwood. He mounted them in ivory, either marine or elephant ivory, nickel, and sometimes silver. Duncan MacDougall's pipes are renowned for their seamless, rich blend, incredible steadiness, and elegant styling. Let's have a look at a set of Duncan MacDougall pipes. Here is our Duncan MacDougall bagpipe. I believe it was made around 1890 when Duncan was in Aberfeldy. It is made of ebony and ivory. Let's have a look at it. If we go up to the bells first, and then look at the caps and bushes, we see that the bushes are slightly raised. The rings on the bells do not have a scribe line. They have one small bead. Duncan MacDougall's chord guides can be very distinctive. Here we have 3 very wide chord guides. Sometimes on some Duncan MacDougall pipes you'll see a wide bass chord guide and more normal sized tenor chord guides. But on this set all 3 chord guides are wide. This was not a trait that only Duncan MacDougall practiced. Other pipe makers of this era sometimes had wide chord guides as well. We'll make our way down the drones to the ferrules. I believe the ivory and the projecting mounts in this instrument are elephant ivory, but it's possible that the ferrules are marine ivory, probably walrus. It can be very hard to distinguish, but that's my belief with this set. Again, you will see that there are no scribe lines on the ferrules, just one small bead at the top. These are very typical of Duncan MacDougall's projecting mounts. Sometimes, though rarely, you will see Duncan MacDougall projecting mounts with a cut bead, like the Glen pipes. stalks, close to being straight-sided. I'd like to show you the inside bore of the base middle joint. You can see how narrow, how thin the tenon is on which that ferrule is sitting. That's very typical of Duncan MacDougall and also other makers of this era, to have that very, very thin tenon. This set is not brass lined. MacDougall sets were not infrequently brass lined. Just because you see a bagpipe with brass lining does not necessarily mean it's a MacDougall. Other makers did this as well, and Duncan MacDougall did not do it in all of his pipes. That's our McDougall bagpipe. That's our visual tour of a Duncan MacDougall bagpipe. As you can see, Duncan's pipes displayed several traits that are quite distinctive, but that were also shared by other makers of the time. So authenticating a Duncan MacDougall bagpipe is not always easy, especially since he didn't always stamp his pipes. Now let's have a tonal tour of this instrument. For this, I've asked Matt MacIsaac to come in and record the pipes in our studio at St. Andrew's College in Aurora, Ontario, Canada. After that, Matt and I will chat about the pipes. Here's Matt now. Tell us about the tune you played first, Matt.
I played a jig called Cork Hill, which we hear in the halls of the McGillivray, McGillivray Pipes and Drum Center these days. A lot of the kids are playing it. So I thought it'd be a good one to play today. It's a simple jig. I wouldn't say it's easy though. I think it's a kind of a hard tune to play really well. So yeah, it was a kind of a fun little jig today.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. So you played the McDougalls for us today. What perceptions of McDougall pipes did you have before today?
Well, I play a set of Atherton McDougalls as my solo set, and so I knew that the bass would probably be a little bit more dominant. I knew that they would look a certain way. I knew that they would be that the tenors would be maybe a little bit more subdued. And when I plugged them in, the first thing I noticed was that it just felt exactly like my pipe that I play now. It was like all the other sets that we've done, there's been something, like I knew that there was a different set of pipes on my shoulder. And it was really neat to just hear the same sound coming from these lovely drones.
I did notice that when you struck up first, they seemed to lock into tune right away, and it was just a matter of waiting for the chanter to settle down before we actually did the recording.
Yeah, it was really easy to get these locked in, for sure.
Very good. Did you find McDougalls are renowned for their big bass? You found the bass heavier than the tenors?
Yeah, Yeah, not it's not overbearing. It's just a heavier low end. It's nice. I always liked it. That's what I like about the pipe I play now.
Yeah, and any piper will tell you that reeds are of great importance in any bagpipe. Can you tell us about the drone reeds that you played in this?
I had a balanced tone tenor on the outside. I had an E-zee tenor in the middle, and I had a balanced tone bass as well.
Very good. I've seen you play at times with 3 different drone reeds and get a fantastic sound out of it. So I think mixing and matching drone reeds is not a bad thing.
Not at all. Nope. Drone reeds are. I don't believe you should have to play a matched set of drone reeds. I don't think you have to. I think in some cases, like for me, I wanted. Sometimes I'll have a canared in one of them, in one of the tenors. I don't want both tenors to be quiet, and I don't want both tenors to be loud. I wanted to find a balance between them, and so I just kind of tried what worked.
And finally, this set of pipes is made out of ebony. Most of the pipes we're playing today are made out of blackwood. I've always found ebony contributes to the seamlessness of a set of pipes. The pipes tend to be a little more refined in sound. Did you notice any kind of, what shall I call it, inexplicable difference in the pipes?
If I really think about it, yeah, I could see that seamless thing. I wasn't looking for that, but yeah, there was a bit more of a seamlessness between the bass and the tenors. Not as bright maybe with the balanced tone than I thought it would be, but certainly a beautiful old sounding blend.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Matt. I appreciate your perceptions and you're taking the time to record these pipes for us.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Matt is the Director of Piping at St. Andrew's College here in Aurora, Ontario. That was a position I held for many years, and Matt and I work together right now. And I have great respect for Matt's playing and for his ear, and I thought he would be a perfect person to try a set of Duncan MacDougall pipes and record them and give us his opinion on them. Matt, when I've played ebony pipes in the past, I found that they have a certain refinement to them and a seamless kind of blend that is a little bit different from blackwood of the same make. We don't often get a chance to play ebony pipes. Did you find these sort of different in any inexplicable ways?
It's funny when you say that. I didn't know they were ebony until just now. And when you say that, and I'm thinking back, they did have a smoother kind of characteristic to them than maybe mine did. Not quite as bright, not quite as loud, but not by much. It was a very, very small difference. But like I said, I haven't played many ebony pipes, and this is certainly, I mean, it's a McDougall, you can tell, and it's a nice. It was a very old sound, but rich and full.
Yeah, there is something that comes off the old wood, especially the old ebony, that's quite different.
Yeah, lovely.
Matt, thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate the time you took to record and speak to us.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks. Thank you to Matt MacIsaac for his insights into our McDougall bagpipe. You can see more McDougall bagpipes by going to bagpiping.ca and checking out my vintage archive page. You can see my current offerings of all sorts of vintage bagpipes on my main vintage page. That's the scoop on McDougall bagpipes. They're beautiful, they're rare, and they are prized. From me, Jim McGillivray at the Pipe Box, good piping.